Hi.
We're the founders of Voice Love Universe. I'm
Sparkly
Kat.
Sounds. I'm Tat.
And
You see lots of men by us.
look at all these men. Now, which one's your favorite?
I don't know if you can see it, but I'll pop them up here, so they're popping up.
Who do you like?
But they're also behind us.
Who do you like?
I feel like I'm being stared at.
Hello. Well, hello. Welcome. Hi. We're at CitrusCon. Hi!
Year 2 for us.
Awesome! Woo! Okay, so here at Boys Love Universe, we also like to produce We like to produce a lot of multimedia projects, and one that we are working on is called I Married a Monster on a Hill, and these are all of the characters. It's a multimedia project. It consists of comics, visual novels, animations, and all fun kind of stuff.
We also want it to become live action at some point.
Live action at some point, if you like Hallmark.
Yeah. It's the...
But Hallmark was gay, but after stories.
Yeah.
Not after stories, after hours.
Yeah.
So, gay Hallmark after hour stories.
Love that.
If you get the vibe
Yeah.
of that, then you understand what we're going for. Okay, so, here, basically, I'm going to hold Nate.
I'll hold Conrad.
Okay, it's funny because I write for Conrad, she writes for Nate. This is funny. All right, so basically how with I Married a Monster on a Hill.
Can you stop moving Nate like that? Thank you.
No, he likes it.
Yeah,
you know he likes to
yeah.
dance. Okay, so the point of I Married a Monster on a Hill is basically it's going to be the after stories of all the drama that happens within couples. So that kind of means it's you're in a couple or you're married already and you play as married couples or couples getting married. The vibe of it is basically very slice of life, and it's going to be unlocking instead of like, oh, who's gonna love me and who's gonna date me. It's kind of in a way unlocking their everyday lives
And like building the marriage.
building their
Yeah.
marriage, building their kinks. To give an example, hold up Conrad.
He's a foot guy.
He's a foot guy. Damien over there with Wagner, he's a foot guy. So you're gonna see what every one of these characters, basically their kinks are, and what builds up their love and their marriage. So basically how it's going to work is kind of like the same system that a visual novel will work as, but like Tat said, it's going to be building up the already existing relationship.
Yes.
And future-wise, it will be you going into the county of Willow Grove and exploring the towns by making your own characters and your own stories and interacting with these
the couples.
insane couples. Now, these aren't the only couples. There's a bunch of other couples, but these are the main gay couples that you will be able to interact with,
Yes.
and it's going to be fun. Very fun. Very slice
yeah,
of life fun.
yeah.
If you like shows like Gilmore Girls, if you like shows like Modern Family,
If you like writing like Shrek 2.
if you like writing like Shrek 2, then you will possibly
Yeah.
enjoy this.
It is in
enjoy
development
this.
currently. Like
Yes.
it's probably the full game probably will not release till like 2026.
Mm-hmm.
But next year we have like demos and like mini games coming out.
Yeah.
So like if you're like into this kind of stuff and you want to talk to devs who are like working on it, like now's your time to
Yeah.
give us ideas on what you want to see like in visual novels that you see lacking and stuff like that. Cuz a lot of the stuff that we've been seeing, there's not a lot of content for married couples.
No.
So that's kind of where we're, filling the void.
Yeah.
But if you're like interested in telling people like, oh, like I suggest having this in a game, we are all open for that.
Yeah, there's a few games on
Yeah.
itch.io that are absolutely adorable about gay married couples, and a lot of people are saying, we want more of this. Oh my god, it's so adorable. Like, I don't know the name on the top of my head, but we will edit this in.
Yeah, it's
there's
somewhere
one
here.
game that's absolutely adorable and is based on, like, a true story, and it's, like, ever-growing and everything, and it is based on a married couple, and it's just so adorable. Even the art, it's so slice of life. And, we write very chaotic, so it's like, you'll get, like, the wholesomeness once in a while with our
Very
stories.
comedy-based.
But it's like, very gag comedy,
Yeah.
so...
Shrek 2.
Shrek 2 vibes. DreamWorks, Madagascar 3.
Oh, that's so good.
If you
I'll
don't
just
need
insert that scene right here.
I'm telling you that.
Yeah.
I was having a bad day that day, and then suddenly that scene...
Changed her life.
That changed my life. That changed my life. We've seen, I've been reading Yaoi and watching Yaoi since I was 11 years old, and, you watch so much of it. And there's some, like, anime coming out now where it's, like, you have the gay married couples and everything else, and you see, like, how wholesome that their lives are. But there's, like, just in general, there is a lack, like, a complete lack of, like, gay married couples in general. And it's sad, or just, like, not even just married couples, or just couples in general having slice-of-life moments for them.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired of stories, and even if you go on, like, Reddits, like, that are made for gay men, they're tired of stories where it's Hollywood-produced, and it's all about fucking... oh, this, that, dramatic this, dramatic that, which then people go and say that's not even realistic.
Yeah.
And the majority of things that Hollywood ends up producing, it's just like, this isn't realistic at all. So if you see there's a lot of movies, like we review on Boys Love Universe, a lot of our writers do review these movies, and there's a bunch that we haven't seen, but we would love to react to, that it's absolutely amazing. There's like this one, I think it's an Australian film, forgot the name off the top of my head, but it is about a older father and his gay son, and they're both trying to look for love. And it is so down to earth, and it was I think it was in the 90s too when this was produced. And it's not preachy, it's not forcing, and it's not Hollywood. And it honestly works beautifully. Yeah. And why a lot of people love films like that is because it's real.
It's realistic.
It's realistic. And it's sad that instead of utilizing something and thinking like this is an asset, like this type of, like they use like gay men as a way to say you are an asset, you are a genre, you are this, you are that when it comes to producing movies or even shows. It's like, why can't you just have, like Modern Family did it right. We have 2 gay men in a couple wanting to raise a daughter, wanting to get married, and then no spoilers, but I won't say anything else. But like, why can't things be more like that? And when you do see that, it's either they are not the main characters, or it is not even like, it's very dramatic and very produced, where it's just very ill produced. And then you talk to actual gay men and they say that I hate this. And when they're young, you know, when gay men are young, they may be like, oh, we love this, it's awesome. But then you talk to actual gay men, they're like, yeah, no, that's not how that happened.
Like Clarence, who also is here on Boys Love Universe.
Clarence is also one of the founders.
He's going to talk later about like his thoughts on it. But like, I was talking to him about it because we were out and we were filming for this video. And he was just saying, it's really hard because you don't see, like, if you do see it, you can tell it's for that money grab.
Yeah,
and a lot of other people we talk to, and you'll see later in this video, say the same thing, where a lot of it, it's like they'll have like the gay couples or whatever, but it's not like anything to do with the story at all. It's just there for like a money grab, which is very Hollywood, very, you know.
It's toxic.
Yeah. So it's like having that representation for people is very important because there are gay men who want to get married.
And also there are very different gay men that want to get married. And there's very different stories that gay men want to be married. And it's like you don't have to do the tropey, this is what a gay man is type of character that you see in all Hollywood produced things. And I'm not going to say all of, but the majority that you see, it's either you have a gay character and then they have some kind of message they want to say to people. And it's like a lot of people are like, why can't it just be slice of life? I mean, here's the thing. There is an audience for certain things. Like some people like the over dramatized stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, the majority of people, if you talk to actual people, they want stories that are made for them. Now, we love them. We love the studio. Why Press Games does it right. Because Why Press Games actually ask gay men what they want in their games. And then you have a lot of games that come out, and it's like, you see a lot of yaoi, and you're like, okay, but this is just, this is weird. This is not made, I mean, again, yaoi is made for an audience for more towards females. Because as you see with how yaoi is compared to other genres of gay media, you could tell the difference. Yeah. I mean, so what we do is, again, we talk to gay men. We ask them to also like help us produce games and help us produce stories, because it is very, very important. When you are writing, if you are a writer or you're doing anything, please go for people that have actual stories to tell, because they genuinely just want to tell stories. Yeah. And then ask them, what kind of stories do you want to see?
Yeah. So don't be like, what kind of stories do you want to see? Like, if you want to help us as we're producing this game, and you have ideas or anything like that, like, let us know. It's so early in development. Like, we really, like, honestly,
this
all we have,
honestly,
all we have for the visual novel right now is the character designs and the couples already assigned and stuff like that. Yeah. But if you have ideas and like something that you're like, oh, this is so lacking in visual novels or any type of game because it's going to expand from a visual novel, let us know. We're open for all ideas. Also, hey, if you have anything that you want our website, which is going to pop up here, so beautiful, to cover, there's an email that you can contact us at and like
sign up for a newsletter. Yeah,
sign up for a newsletter. If you have like a dev or like a animator or anything in the BL space that you're like, this person needs to be featured or needs more I can't say that word. Recognition. Thank you.
It's an enunciating word.
Yeah, I can't do that. Let us know, because we're always up to do interviews or just general like reviews on that game. for our website. It is, I think our website has been alive for like a year now.
It has.
Wow. Yeah. Yay for us.
In May. May's its birthday.
It's been alive for like a year now, so it's so beta. But it does have good SEO, and if you know anything about that, that's a great thing. So if you do have people in the BL space that you want to get, pushed out there, contact us. We're here to help, people get their work out there, because there's really not a lot of spaces out there for BL media.
Yeah, and that's a big thing when it comes to game media in general. Like you see like people featuring like the same games, or they do interviews in a way where it's not casual at all, or it's like, especially with indies and everything too. It's like we love interviewing people that hardly get interviewed because everyone has a story to tell. Now, something else we want to add about this game is these are the characters you guys, when you do play the game or just read the comics or anything, you're going to know them. You're going to love them.
We know everything about them.
Because the thing is, it's ever growing, as in it's the same universe. So every game that does come out, it will be an addition to that universe. Yeah. So if, let's say, like Damien over there, Damien likes to bake. Damien also likes to spoil his husband with his baked goods, There could be certain mini games about Damien making like a whole like cupcake. Oh no, the thing is he likes to make cannolis. That's a fun fact. Yeah. If you know, you know. But
I mean, it's honestly pretty fitting for Citrus's theme this year.
Oh my god! I just realized that. Okay, so yeah, there's a kink with that.
Yeah.
But like with cannolis, like, hey, he can make some cannolis for Wagner to make him more than blushing. But still, at the end of the day, it's like you guys will be able to play these games, and you can also add things and add your own self to this world that we are building, because we're the type of people where it's like we like to get people involved as much as possible and not make it about us. Make something that you guys can feel comfortable and have escapism within to this, like, if you're having a bad day and you're stressed out. It's all fun. It's all like scenario based, nothing super serious, and it's just more adding things on top of each other and just having.
So again, this is the perfect time to get in contact with us.
If you like Thrillville.
If you like Thrillville and like how that had like mini game aspects, like that's something we're going to be working on. But again, we're still so early in development. It's like this is the perfect time to reach out to us. So like the best place is Twitter, but I'll also have an email pop up somewhere here, and our other socials.
Our contact page,
all that fun stuff. But like the best place, because I'm chronically on Twitter, is to contact us via Twitter. But we are on all the socials. So yeah, that's really about it. And then we have some folks who we talk to on Twitter, and some people who are actually in our cast for this for the game. Going to talk about their opinions and why there needs to be more marriage representation in BL media.
And when it comes to just, again, with gay media in general, talk to people, ask them, what do you want? Because, again, the majority of people will say, not this Hollywood bullshit. So here we go! Cue to the videos!
Hey, my name is Max, and I voice the role of John in I Married a Monster on a Hill. I'd like to talk with you briefly about the importance of same-sex couple marriage representation in the media. And as a person who was raised in a time when that was not legal, there was no such thing as that type of representation in commercial media, on TV, in movies. And as I got older, that had a very strong effect on how I saw myself. And I had a very hard time coming out because I did not think that was okay. I didn't think it was an acceptable way of living. And I had a loving family who supported me when I came out, but I had trouble because I couldn't envision a future for myself. I didn't know what that looked like. So, I Married a Monster on a Hill excites me so much because not only do you get main characters who are same-sex and deeply in love, you get a whole spectrum of different types of relationships and different kinds of dynamics for people. So not only do I realize that I can be whatever I want to be if I was a child growing up in this time with this type of media, but there are so many different types of futures for me. I don't have to just be the gay couple. I don't have to fall into a heterosexual mold. I can find my own path because I can see others doing it. Something about growing up gay is that you don't have the same script as heterosexual couples. And not having a script as an actor can be a very terrifying thing. At least having that springboard to say that I'm okay, I'm not the first to tread this path, and whatever's out there is there for me. So, please support the project that I feel is very important and has so much to offer all people. Thank you very much.
Personally, I think it's very important to have that sort of representation within the LGBTQ plus community, especially for marriage, because traditionally, for like the past few decades, it's always been the nuclear family, traditional families being promoted, and it's always seemed normal. No one's gonna bat an eye. But now that the world's changing, and people of all different areas and different feelings and genders and communities, they don't want to feel that traditional way because they don't feel comfortable in that. And if feeling like that sense of belonging within the media that they consume gives them that sense of comfort, then who am I or who anyone else to take that away from them? Because in the past it's always been shown as something that's looked down upon or toxic, when in reality it can be far from the truth. I mean, every relationship, you never know when it's going to be toxic or when it's going to be nice. You never know. You kind of have to figure that out. But I don't know. In a sense, I feel like in this day and age, it's more normalized now because, it's not taboo. In the past, it used to be really taboo and looked down upon, and you'd be seen as less of a human. But nowadays, I mean, of course, things can always be improved upon. I'm not saying it's perfect. Things will always be, there's always some things to fight against, but nowadays, it's typically in a better place than what it used to be, and, small steps. But yeah, I think it's very important that we have proper representation because it gives the people of those underrepresented groups that sense of community. And as someone who didn't grow up with that sort of sense of community, it took a long time to, kind of realize and reconnect with that myself and become happier. So, if it can ease the struggle of someone else, that's the best you can possibly do. Feeling love and feeling all that, whatever you feel, that's human, You shouldn't be looked down upon or seen as, cringe or taboo just because you don't want to have the traditional family stuff. Like, come on, that's fine. Being normal's overrated. Come on, man. So honestly, yeah, there's nothing wrong with feeling how you feel and being human. And if we can get that representation in media, that's great. That means more people will feel more comfortable feeling the way they feel, and they won't have to feel like they have to hide it for so long. If that can happen or slowly happen over time, I think that's great. The more people feel comfortable is the best solution possible. That's what I have to say, at least.
So, male pairings in media seem to be represented pretty well from what I've seen, played, watched, read. But one thing I've noticed is that we never get to see a marriage in most of these stories. We get to see them dating, meeting, falling for each other, and then, they start to date. But it always falls short in the marriage department. Outside of, maybe a BL story in anime, but I don't know. I feel like we should be able to see these pairings in the most important point in their lives, being marriage. And for some reason, we don't see that very often. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't sit well with me. We got to do something about that.
Hello, my name is Logan Fletcher. I am the voice actor for Hugh, and I married a monster on a hill. And I was asked, what is my opinion regarding male-by-male marriage representation in the LGBTQ media? And personally, I think that male-by-male relationships are portrayed very accurately throughout media as it's becoming more popular among the last decade. But when it comes to male-by-male marriage representation, you honestly don't see a lot of it. I would love to see more of it, and what we have seen in its representation, I don't feel like has been entirely accurate. But I would love to see more male-by-male marriage representation in media. You see a lot of it in these indie animation projects and indie video games. The indie studios are really hitting the nail on these marriage representations, especially for the gay community. And I would love to see more of it represented in the bigger media so more people can get an idea of it. But that's my opinion. And I would love to see you guys think how it's represented in I Married a Monster on a Hill when it eventually comes out. I love you guys!
Hey there, Chris Jennert here, and I think that it is super important to see same-sex couples in mainstream media and in all media. I think that it develops a camaraderie between all viewers and people from all walks of life. Whether you're an adult who's just experiencing meeting gay people for the first time or seeing those relationships for the first time, or you're growing up, I think that it develops a normalcy and comfortability between all people to see that gay couples are the same as any other couple. They're just same sex. And I think that the more you see that in mainstream media, the more visibility you have for young gay people to see themselves in the future that they might not have seen before. I know for myself growing up, I didn't see gay couples in the mainstream media, and I didn't think that it was an okay thing or that there was a place for it. And the more you see it nowadays, the easier it is for not only the kids, for the adults who are just coming out and now experiencing it, or for people who are not gay, but are now seeing it as something that isn't something to be scared of or nervous about or weird around, and seeing that these are just other people. The more you see that in mainstream media, the more visibility there is to multiple people, the more visibility there is to people who wouldn't see it otherwise. And it's so common in the real world that we are all different races, different genders, different sexualities, different everything, different religions, different upbringings, different accents, different everything. The more you see diversity in general in the industry, the more comfortable you are going to be in the world of diverse people in your real life. And that's why I think it's very important to see the same-sex marriages and the same-sex couples within media. Because then when you are in real life, you are seeing just a normal couple that you've grown up seeing, that you've seen on TV, that you've seen in your backyard, that you've seen walking down your street. And it just is the natural existence of people. And it makes everybody comfortable with that natural existence.
What's going on, guys? Michael Lickowid, Lucky Tremendous on Twitter, @TremendousVA. I wanted to give you guys my 2 cents on male-on-male marriage representation in media. Now, as with all LGBT representation, it's very important that nowadays, especially, this representation is presented as authentically and respectfully as possible. These days, times are changing. It's always best to be progressive about the way people live their lives, so everybody feels seen, everybody feels heard. And quite honestly, I don't see a lot of male-on-male marriage representation as much as I should have. Male-on-male rep is usually seen as just like recently getting together, or they've been together for a while but haven't tied the knot yet. In short, women get married, gay women, I should say, lesbians get married way more than, gay men do. And I believe that needs to change. Like, where is our version of the Steven Universe marriage? All right, we need to see that, but on the male side, I feel. Now, what I feel is though, as of right now, marriage gay rep is doing just fine. But I do feel it can be a lot more prevalent. However, I'm saying that it should not be shoved down our throats to an egregious degree. You need to do it slowly, respectfully, ease people into the thought so that when the time comes, they'll be much more open to it instead of being assaulted and attacked by the woke agenda. I don't mean to say these terms to freak you guys out. I'm just saying that from my perspective, there has been a lot of good to decent male-on-male marriage rep, but there definitely needs to be more. The studios need to take larger steps to make things a bit more progressive in the realms of media that we all enjoy. Now, I want you guys to think about that for a second and maybe put out the word wherever you guys have a platform, because if we scream loud enough, they will most definitely hear. Now, I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed this take of mine. I know it's just a little drop in a big ocean, but I certainly hope it reaches out to the best people.
Hi there, my name is Oliver Midson and I'm a voice actor from Australia. So, getting real for a sec, when I was in high school, I really struggled overall in coming to terms with my sexuality, and one of the biggest things with that was the fact that at the time there wasn't that much like queer representation in any form of media that I could see or I had access to. And in more recent years, like I remember if this ever comes up in conversation, I always tell people that I wish I had something like Heartstopper when I was growing up, because maybe that would have made things easier. But more to the point, like even more recently, seeing queer characters and queer stories being told in anime, I just think is so amazing as well, because anime is a medium that is beloved all over the world, seen by so many people all over the world, and the more queer stories that can be told through this medium and through others as well, like the more that future generations and queer people the queer people that are here with us right now, that they can feel seen, they can feel valued, and they can feel loved. Like what me and my boyfriend have discovered recently, so like we found animes like Given, Sasaki and Miyano, Cherry Magic, just to name a few. And what we love so much about those stories is like not only just the fact that like there's queer people on screen, but the relationships that they can have are just so beautiful. And the fact that these characters are voiced by queer voice actors just adds so much more authenticity to it. So like Kellen Goff, Joshua Waters, Jonah Scott, Brandon McInnes, Kaylee McKee, Jesse Greeley, Justin Briner, all queer voice actors that I look up to. Having them voice these characters, bring them to life, it just means the world to me to see people like myself on screen, on the page, in manga. Like, it makes me feel so happy that like more of us can be seen out there, more of us can be valued, and more of us can be found. And it just gives me so much confidence that future generations of queer kids can see these art forms, find themselves in it, feel valued, and realize that they are enough, that they are loved, that they are here.
Hi, I'm Matthew Mitchum, the first openly gay Olympic champion, and I think LGBTQ marriages need to be represented in media because visibility is super important. You can't be what you can't see. And so the more that queer marriages are represented in the media, the more people will see that, and it will become normalized, and it will make it easier for younger people, or anybody really, not even just younger people. It'll make it easier for people to kind of see it and to go, oh, okay, it exists, it's a possibility, to normalize it, which will in turn help to reduce a lot of the shame. So that is why I think LGBTQ marriage needs to be represented more in the media.
Hi guys, it's Clarence from BL Universe. I love you all, I miss you all. I hopefully you watched some of our series content that has been, hopefully that came out. How I personally think of seeing gay marriage in media, I want to say it would bring a tear to my eye. Personally, when I see that, I would cry because, oh my goodness, we have progressed from where, again, the gay marriage equality bill had started, and here we are in 2024. Hi, Titos. Growing up, I had a family friend who has been living with his partner, like, I won't say forever, since 93, 98. And when the gay marriage equality bill act passed, they were married, and I was happy for both my uncles. Peace.
All right, that was awesome.
Great.
Wow.
I hope you're having a great Citrus Con.
Yeah. Yeah. So we are Boys Love Universe at boysloveuniverse.com. Clarence isn't here today.
He's here.
He's one of the
I'm gonna
founders.
edit a photo of him right here.
Hi.
So Clarence is here. Just have this. Ew.
But yes, stay in contact. We have a lot of fun projects coming up, and be sure to support the amazing folks over at CitrusCon because they've been doing amazing work. And honestly, when you support other people, it makes you feel good. So we love them. Hope you guys love us. We know you love us. We know. But like,
love Conrad if you're gonna love anyone. Just love him.
Love Nate too. And yeah, you'll see these guys a lot on the Boys Love Universe website. You'll see them a lot over on Twitter, on the I Married a Monster on a Hill Twitter, and also the website for that will also be launching soon. But we're still working on that as well. But anyway, guys, I'm Kat.
I'm Tat.
Have an amazing day and God bless.
Bye.